This week on the Push Pull Legs podcast, we talk about our first week back in training. And don't wait until January. Is it a good message or a bad message to be sending to clients and potential clients right now?
Three, two, one. Congratulations, Margaret Keenan. Well done.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Damik.
Me, Tom Hall. What's going on, bro?
I'm all good. She's officially being controlled by Bill Gates. So I wonder what he's doing
I mean,
on his little remote control. Do you know, like, go and get a Werther's, original.
Werther's, go.
Kettle on.
I was like, I wonder how much pension she's getting this week. Right? Let me see that. Let's go there. Go to the pension collection.
Although it would be a newsworthy if she turned around and died tomorrow. Fucking hell, can you imagine that? That would be all in the news.
Literally, we were talking about it. I was showing to my client. We were like, fuck, what if she gets it? What if she gets it?
Madness,
God bless her. Touch wood. Obviously, nothing bad happens to old Maggie Keenan, who turns 91 next week. I love the BBC News. Just sounds like you're reading out like a birthday card on CBBC. Margaret, who turns 91 next week. Said,
brilliant.
She received the injection at 6:31 in the morning.
I mean, that's a bit early, isn't it? To have a jab. She goes, to have a vaccine.
And also, all right, the Keenan family to step up because she said it was the best early birthday present ever.
Oh, really? Wow. I
mean, if you're related to Margaret Keenan, she's got TV, I don't know. New MacBooks are pretty good, aren't they, mate?
They are, mate. So I hear. I wouldn't fucking know. I haven't used a piece of tech for ages. Might get an iPad soon.
Yeah, ages.
Just a tip.
Dan's got all the Macs. It's all right. But the first of 800,000 doses that I was reading that. I was like, they can't have done that many today. So 800,000 doses of the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine that we're dispensing in the coming weeks. Up to 4 million more are expected by the end of the month. So circa around 5 million vaccinations.
Yeah, I think I saw Matt Hancock on I saw a clip of Matt Hancock on TV getting quite emotional.
All right, so he is one of the most awkward human beings in the world, isn't he?
Oh, 100%. Like you can tell he's a politician straight away just with his mannerisms. He's just.
You should if you haven't had a chance, like.
Seen the video of him with stood next to that woman?
Is with that woman who's talking about she's from a shop, isn't she? And he stands awkwardly close to her, like
breathing on her, like in a coronavirus world, breathing on her,
like waiting for her to with the camera, and he's looking at her while she's looking at the camera, and kind of like.
And she actually takes a step back as well at some point.
She does, doesn't she? Yeah. She's so weird.
That's how you know.
And he gets like I think it's just a close thing because he gets awkwardly close to the camera as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And it's like. Oh, what are you doing?
Yeah. It's not great for the health secretary, that is it? He should be wearing a mask, staying that close. But no, don't worry about it, mate.
Yeah,
but
all over people.
But yeah, speaking of health, we need to congratulate someone on the birth of their child who's a regular listener. I only saw the other day on Instagram.
Long-time listener, right? I guess we should give her a little shout out to Miss Emily Pointer, Mrs. Emily Pointer, right? Yeah.
I think she's married now. I think her last name
she is
changed
married
now.
Yeah.
But we know her as On Point Training on Instagram. Yeah. But for some reason, I only just popped up on my Instagram recently. I don't know if she's only started posting it recently. I don't know. But congratulations if you're listening. She probably doesn't listen anymore. To be fair, why would you? If you had a screaming child, why would you listen to this? Because it's basically the same thing. So
that's exactly the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's if you're pregnant. She's smashing into the pregnant people market and doing pretty well. So
pregnant people, pregnant women, pregnant people, pregnant women. Tom,
whoa! It's 2020, mate. It can be pregnant people. I can be pregnant if I want. Females.
I can be pregnant if I want. I feel like I'm pregnant actually. So I'm going to say
you look like you're pregnant most of the time. So
I feel like I am. So I'm going to say I am.
I see. Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't discriminate.
Could a fat person actually say I'm pregnant and just and go? You can't tell me any different because I'm what I am.
They could, but I mean, you'd have to hopefully biologically they can prove that they're not. I mean, fairly easy.
Yeah, but I can biologically prove that you're a man, but it doesn't mean you can't call yourself a woman, apparently. So.
Correct, yeah. So
anyway,
it's how you associate, Dan.
I associate myself as being pregnant, so therefore I want a seat on the bus when I go on it. That's what I'm saying. All right. But yeah.
Anyway, congrats.
Here's the next 3 years of not sleeping. Enjoy it. It's great.
Yeah,
it does get a bit easier.
I'm unsure. I mean, obviously, bad things. I'm pretty sure because I'm training one of my pregnant clients at the moment. I think I've had 4 or 5 pregnant women that I've trained through their pregnancies, and it's good fun. Yeah, all the horse shit that is around in pregnancy training is wonderful. And basically, the last thing I said to her was mass food. She was mass move mass. So I was just like, you can lift heavier. I was like, you're massive. You're 12 kilos heavier than you were. So I was like, therefore, if we do the percentage based on your body weight and how much you were lifting previously, I'm just going to do those numbers. Obviously, I wasn't saying that.
And if you go to CrossFit, you can still do kipping pull-ups, apparently. Overload them in it. So apparently that's a legit thing.
Yeah, just crack on. But I don't think you'd be able to have the vaccine. So sad, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, anyone under the age of 40 who's childbearing is probably unlikely to get it for the next year anyway. It's going to go to anyone else. So I wouldn't really worry about it.
I'll wait for the Oxford one.
Someone asked me the other day, they were like, "Oh, so you're going to take the vaccine?" Because I think I posted a meme or sort of funny meme. So you're going to take it then? I was like, "Well, yeah, but I'm also not going to be able to for a very long time." I was like, "Because I'm a white guy who's 30.
I'll
so
go when I'm called." Yeah, exactly. I'll go when we're allowed. But yeah, I'm definitely not an anti-vax.
No, I'm not.
Incredibly pro-vaccine. Obviously,
it's fucking crazy. Isn't it? It is crazy. The hysteria around it is a bit mental. Yeah.
So it's interesting. It's good. I mean, it was funny that old what's-his-face had to apologise to the UK. What's his name? Dr. Fauci. Because he said on CNN when he was doing his daily
just jealous that they didn't get it first.
He said that that we'd rushed it. And then he said also his things were misconstrued. It's like, no, I think we
and then a week later, mate, you're going to prove it.
Yeah, you're going to do it. But also, you've just gone through a election, and the guy doesn't want to leave, and there's probably more stuff that he's trying to do. So that's probably why. Whereas Boris we're trying to do Brexit at the same time, which everybody just seems to have forgotten. But there's not as much, I guess, going on. But yeah, we both got buffoons in front of our country. But yeah. It's all right. But it's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. We should talk more topical things. First week training back, mate. I think we're a full week in now, pretty much, aren't we?
Mate, I've done 3 sessions.
Tuesday,
Third session today.
I think I might have done 3 as well.
My legs were really sore after I did legs. I did hardly anything. Did hardly any weight, and like fucking hell, my calves were in bits because I did single leg calf raises. Because I want to work on those a little bit, and then I did Bulgarians. I did 3 sets of Bulgarians, 15 kilos in each hand. That did me. My legs were fucking toast after that. I can do RDLs quite heavy and not really get too bad with soreness. Bulgarians, fucking sorry, Tom. Mate. Rear foot elevated split squats, fucking kill me.
Thank you.
Like absolutely kill me. And I did. What else did I do? I did hip thrusts, which are always good. Leg extensions, again, it wasn't really them. It was definitely the Bulgarians. Like, gets you right in the glutes. And then nipple body stuff. After the first session, I was sore, but my shoulder's not great. After I fell off my one wheel, didn't I? Idiot. So it's not been great, but...
How old are you?
It's not painful. It just feels stiff. You know, when you do bench, it just feels... It's not really, really painful. It's just a bit, not quite 100%. So I think I just need to actually train it.
Can we go a little bit further into how you fell off your one wheel?
Oh, how do you think if I won? I went straight over the top of it, didn't I? It's just
but what were you trying to do? Were you trying to be cool?
Just go a bit quick. Just where was it? The accelerometer or gyroscope in it only works like it kind of like levels you out at certain speeds, and it gives you basically you go quite quick on it, and it gives you a bit of kickback. It tells you when you're going too quick. and it pushes you back a little bit and then goes forward. And sometimes if you go too quick, too fast, too quick, that doesn't kick in, and you just go too fast and you go over it. So it's almost like if you accelerate too quickly, it doesn't kick in. It's almost like you have to build up to that speed for it to recognize, hang on a minute, you're going like 27 kilometers an hour, whatever it is, and then it pulls you back a little bit. But if you try and go too quick, you just go over the top, and that's what happened. I've only ever done it once, and since that, I haven't actually been on it that much because it really fucking hurt. I actually think I might need to go to a physio because it's weird. It's overhead pressing's absolutely fine, no pain whatsoever. I can lift as heavy as I want. Going to bench press starts to hurt a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I need to go and get checked out, I think, but who knows? It is what it is. I'll be fine.
I mean, don't talk to Alex Smith because he'll just tell you to do like banded pull aparts or something like that.
Yeah,
that's all they give you.
Or some like dumbbell rotator cuffs. Oh, no, actually, no.
Rotators.
From looking at his Instagram, he'd probably get me to do Zerk or something because he's just doing that everywhere.
Oh, he loves
everything he's doing is like Zerk. I'm not doing that.
Zerk thing. Yeah, I don't know why he does that. Like, it hurts.
It's gonna hurt. Why do it? It hurts.
Like, it hurts. It doesn't hurt like mechanically, like where the muscle soreness would be for your squat or whatever. It just hurts in the inside of your elbow. Nothing should be there, right? It's a horrible little feeling, whatever that.
Yeah, I agree. It's horrible. Yeah, but when
horrid thing to do.
But when I sprained my ankle badly, I sought Alex's advice. So it's still like, I think it's just weak. To be fair, it just feels weak. But it's feeling better now. But that takes a bit of time to get back. But can't be basketball for another couple of months anyway.
Single leg calf raises. Is that why you're doing that?
Well, yeah, you've got to strengthen this area, Tom. Plus, I just want big calves or bigger calves. So I've given up trying to grow my arms.
Mate. Hormones? No, that's genetics. Genetics, isn't it?
Definitely genetics, isn't it? Not hormones. I've already got decent calves. To be fair, it's like one area of my body I actually have got some muscle on. So I just feel like I should just absolutely hammer it, basically.
Oh, I think that's what I do as well because I like training legs. Shock. And I think I just default to training something leg based, and I quite good quads and bum. So, and I just I like the way the quad looks when it's pumped. And I'm like,
I think going into 2021 for me is glutes and calves. I'm going for. I'm not going to be bothered about anything else.
I should train my upper body for once. So I'm always like, it's just boring. I don't want to. No, it's just dull. You can't lift as much weight, but my limbs are too big. It's fine. Doing some running. Oh yeah, we're meant to do that. So my first, what have I done? I actually dialed in because it's like 3 weeks until I like break up for Christmas or whatever, and then training gets even more sporadic than it is. I've actually just gone into a super basic 5-3-1.
You can't go wrong with a 5-3-1.
You cannot go wrong. I mean, with all the stuff that obviously people see me do, all the bounding, jumping. Obviously, I do that in like my warm ups or whatever. But then literally, I've just gone in and gone. But I'm going safety bar, trap bar, and a Swiss bar or a football bar press. So all I'm basically just not using the Olympic bars because they suck and the other movements are better. So for normal everyday people,
do I get a safety bar? Do I get a safety bar for the garage? This is the question.
Be pretty sick, mate. Like
because it's also quite nice for split squats, aren't they?
Correct.
In the rack.
They are wonderful for split squats. I mean you can do it just flat bar. Obviously you'll have one of those, but yeah, they are fun. I've got to admit, they are nice. I can set you up with the ones that are good because there are bad ones.
There are.
Yeah, they are shocking. Like one of the ones that an old fitness manager bought, and I was like, "This is so bad." Literally, never got used. And now the one we have at the moment, simply incredible. They're heavy as well. Like our one's 30 kilos.
30, aren't they? Yeah.
30 kilo bar. Yeah, it's a heavy bar.
So I just have to do the bar then. So
yeah. Because you range in the bars, right? So the safety bars, just a little thing for all these new PTs out there. Safety bar, normally 30 kilos. A trap bar can range, if it's a Laco, can be about 25 kilos, an open bar. And then you can have, like, we've got a 22 kilo, like Watson one. So there's 22 or 25 on trap bar, and there's a 20 kilo, a 16 kilo one as well, which is like a little bit thinner. And then there's the Olympic bars at normal 20 or 15 for ladies bars. Don't understand that. They're just thinner. I was like, women can lift 20 kilos. I don't understand. It's just a thinner bar, like a deadlift bar. Yeah, and then the Swiss bar, football bar, the Swiss bar extreme is what we have, is 18 kilos. Really fucking annoying.
Yeah, because I remember we used to put the 1 kilo on, didn't we?
Yeah, I put the little 1 kilos, and people always think I'm bonkers, and I'm like, no, that bar's 18 kilos, and it fucks me off when I'm like, I'm going to do 78 kilos today. Fuck off, make it 80. Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
Yeah, you can't.
And then they're like,
happen,
oh no, I haven't PR'd. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Yeah, anyway, rant. So I've done, the little 5-3-1, so a safety barred. I basically guessed my numbers because I'm like, I obviously went down a little bit because I was just like, so I've gone really super conservative, and I'm just going to follow it through for like 2 months, 2-3 phases maybe. Yeah, and just get a bit of basic strength back, if I'm honest. I'm
That's
doing
it, innit?
basically everything apart from an overhead press. So just basic strength back whilst my shoulders recover. But yeah, just do that. And then I'm doing some bounding and some sprinting on my other sessions, basically. I'm not doing the boring but big thing. It was funny though, because I haven't seen a program. Like, because I downloaded the app, and like there's a good 5-3-1 app that does it all for you, just like it's quite nice. And I downloaded the app to do it, and I just haven't seen like a workout written like that in a long time, because of obviously how I program and how I teach people to program. And I was just like, oh shit, this is what people do, don't they? Like, people are still doing this kind of stuff. Which is, I don't know, I was just like, really? Do people do this? Like, so I'll click on it here. So it's like a little 5-3-1 app. You click on the little thing you want to do. And I was like, so you got deadlift. Not saying that this is wrong, perfectly fine to follow, but it's fairly like, I probably wouldn't do it like, this is not optimal. And it's fairly dull and boring. It won't make you a good athlete, let's say, or good mover. It'll make you strong, but I'd be like, you probably want to do some other stuff in here. It's like deadlift, 3 warm-up sets, then main sets, and then boring but big sets. Like, that's just 5 sets of 10 at something. Done 16 sets of deadlifting, basically, with warm-ups. And then you go into, so you got deadlift, and then the next one is a deficit deadlift for 3 sets of 12, a sumo deadlift for 3 sets, and then a dumbbell row and T-bar row. I was like, fuck that. You'd be absolutely, like, your back would be destroyed. And your squat, like, I think this is pretty traditional for people. I didn't have much of an issue with this, but see if Dan can pick out what the issue I did have with it, and probably what I changed. So it was like, obviously, squat, warm-up, main, boring but big, and then you have calf raises, front squats, leg curls, and leg press. What did I do, and what did I change out of those? So you got back squat. Obviously, I didn't do a back squat. I did safety bar squat. But then it says calf raises, front squats, leg curls, and leg press.
In that order?
That was the order that's given you. Yeah, it's stupid. Calf raises should be there.
I'd have thought you would have probably done. You'd have probably done a unilateral exercise rather than more bilateral.
Correct. Those are all bilateral exercises. Yeah. So that's when I was doing my my goblet. Goblet split squats.
One of my clients freaked out the other day when I told her to do a single leg press. She was freaked out by that. She was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, just use one leg on it." She's like, "Yeah, but I won't have to lift as heavy." And I was like, "Yeah, but you're using one leg, so it doesn't really make a difference." Like, what are you on about? She couldn't work it out. She was so confused. And I was like, "What's wrong with doing one leg?" "I don't know, just never done it before." I was like, "Exactly, do it." Like, you might just find one's weaker than the other. But it's just funny, isn't it? When you do that with someone, they go, "What?" Like, what do you mean? What
are you talking about?
It's not a machine you have to use 2 legs on.
So that's it. Then what's the bench press one? Is like, I obviously changed this because it's bonkers as far as I'm concerned. Bench press warm up sets, bench press main sets, bench press boring but big sets, then closed grip bench, incline bench, and dumbbell bench.
Of course. And do that on a Monday as well. Has to be on a Monday. That
I'm like, who's doing that? No, fuck off. No, somebody want the bench press back probably at some point. That bench press definitely got COVID after all that shit. Fucking hell. I was like, that's not happening. And then the overhead one, like, to be fair, the overhead press session has got chin ups in it. So I was quite happy with that. But obviously, it's a really stupid order as well, because obviously overhead press for whatever, overhead press, and then the next exercises. Obviously, you do your warm up, main, boring but big. But then next exercise is dumbbell front raise, and then dumbbell lat raise, and then dips, and then chin ups. That's crazy, right?
That's a stupid amount.
It's just unnecessary. Front raise is pointless anyway, but the lat raise is cool. But yeah, shove them at the end. I don't understand that. Anybody who's doing minutiae exercises after your main stuff and saying you're doing it because you're resting your big muscle groups, yeah, you're taxing them out a little bit more. Yeah, anyway.
I think people are often genuinely surprised by how little volume that I think I do in sessions and stuff.
I think
like
people
that.
always, but I also think, I always think that as well. But then I think, because obviously I'm basically the warm up junkie, and I think I get enough crappy volume from my warm up that goes. So I do like one main pairing and one secondary pairing, and that's it. And then I'm like, crack on. But we do have to, since I posted these on my Instagram, I'm such an influencer, I had about 4 or 5 people wanting to me to review them. I mean, it's only the second day I've worn them.
Oh, not a fan, mate, those.
You're not a fan. These are the On Cloud X.
Are these the new brands that I like to know? Are these like the new brands to be a part of? Because I see everyone
running.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, Swiss engineering. Got a little Swiss flag. Apparently,
must be good then. Must be good.
Yeah, Roger Federer wears them, so they got to be good.
Must be good. Yeah, must be good. Yeah. Nothing to do with the fact he's Swiss, probably, and gets paid a fuckload of money. They're just good. So
yeah. Got a little cloud on it. They're really, I've got to admit, like, if anybody's on the fence, they are a bit punchy in terms of pricing. I think these ones are 130. But obviously,
for a pair of trainers you can't lift in? What's the fucking point?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because everybody's like, oh yeah, they're really good. Yeah.
Look how spongy they are.
So did you train in them? And I was like, yeah, I did on my warm up and then took them off.
yeah, exactly. Well done. Yeah, brilliant.
But I'm still like, I mean, you look at my step count today, mate. So
could be worse though, Tom. They could sell T-shirts for 70 quid.
To put it in perspective, I'm doing, when I'm in the club, I'm doing about 17.5 to 20,000 steps. So, and I'm wearing those most of the day, and I like wearing comfy shoes. You know that. When we were training people, we like wearing comfy shoes. I usually wear Vans or like some comfy trainers. And they're pretty comfy. So I did a bit of, actually, because I was like, quite a few people have asked for my, I don't know, review on them. So I actually went on the curve and did a bit of kind of pacing running, some tempo runs. So all that is like running to a speed that basically give myself a target, and then I'm going to run to that speed. So I get up there for a tempo. And getting up to about 28, 29 kilometers per hour. And then, I don't know what it is actually. So not too crazy, but they're really, really comfy. I've got to admit, they fit like a glove. They fit true to fit. All right. Because I'm always concerned when you buy shoes online, right, that they're not going to fit because everything's slightly different somewhere. Like, and I'm always like, especially from Nike to Vans and stuff like that. Those are probably the 2 main brands I have in my things. But yeah, fit like a dream. But one annoying thing is women, you are lucky because the women's colours and the shoes are just better. They look so much better than the men's.
Mate, hang on. There's no gender here, mate. So you can buy any trainer you want.
No. Correct. I wanted to go buy it, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm just going to buy the women's ones. They don't go big enough, do they? Only go up to 9s.
That's discrimination. I think you should sue them.
Surely
you should be able to say something there about that. Like,
what's the difference?
So there's people in the world. There's people in the world campaigning to get a passport that says that they're neither male nor female, and you can't buy a pair of female trainers, mate. This is outrageous.
I can't buy some female. Outrageous. It's because look, I wanted this bit to be black. Basically, I just wanted what's that crap that people when they run in the dark? It's that really fluorescent stuff. That I don't know what it's called, but you know the stuff I mean. That's like brighter than bright when it reflects and stuff like. That's what this is. The little emblem. So obviously, because they're geared for running, I just don't want that there because I'm not flashy. I just want them all black. So I've been through that teenage years of where I had flashy red boots and stuff when I was playing football, and then I was gone. I'm just gonna have some Copa Mundials or some Adidas like stuff and nice black and whites. Exactly. So yeah, mate. But yeah, I like them on running. Go check them out. I got the Cloud X. They're beautiful. They're really bouncy, which I like bouncing around. So
I do need a new pair of gym shoes. I've just started wearing Converse again in the gym. Just easy, isn't it?
Correct.
Just
easy. I wear Vans quite a lot. So
I get the you're on your feet all the time in the gym, so I get that. Walking around all the time, but no, I like I said, I just use my lifting shoes or Converse. It's just, and I don't lift in my I don't do legs in my Converse. I only do upper body in them. But
right. Yeah, and I use my lifting shoes. I got my Innovate lifting shoes, my speed lifts with the BOA crank. They're good. I like them. Yeah, what are we going to talk about today? So we want.
I mean, we've already fucking smashed the whole episode, haven't we? By now, talking shit.
We were going to talk about. You've obviously seen a post. Now is the time for. I'm guessing that there's probably a range of trainers that listen to this show, right? And there's probably some that are old and boring like us and kind of real. And there's some that are kind of fresh out. Especially, we'll probably get more of that in the coming months as you're doing mentoring. People coming on your blitz probably find us, or the people come and find me through the PTC and probably through there, right? And all I've written here is being a real personal trainer as my note. And this is the time that obviously you've seen it is the phrase, don't wait till January, Daniel. So what do you say about that?
Yeah, like I've seen it from a few trainers, online coaches and stuff like that. And I appreciate the message. I do get it. Like if you put out a message now going, don't wait till January, why waste the last 3 weeks of this year when you can start now and get ahead of the game, that kind of thing, right? And I get the angle of it is you want committed clients and you want people who are committed and all that sort of stuff. And why would they wait till January, right? You just want them to sign up now. But I can't help but think there's a real disconnect between that message and what's going on in the world right now. More so than ever, more so than any other normal time of Christmas, right? I think there's a lot of people who will be waiting till January right now. A lot of people. And I don't think it's because they're not committed. I think it's because this year's been really fucking hard on a lot of people, right? It's let's say, for example, I was interested in a business course or a business mentor, right? And they turned around and they're putting out loads of content at the moment. And they were like, you've got to start now, start this thing now, beat the January rush, whatever it might be. I do not have the mental capacity and the headspace to start that now for two and a bit weeks. Then have Christmas off because again, Christmas is going to be off. They're not going to be available over Christmas, are they? To help me, right? And then pick it up again in January. I would rather have a few weeks of headspace clear, do my basic jobs I need to get done at the moment, and enjoy Christmas and have the time off that I need to recoup and regenerate and go again next year, right? And I think that there's a massive disconnect between PTs, online coaches, and understanding their audience. Because I would hazard a guess that there is far more people right now who need help from a PT who will be waiting till January. And if you post that out, you may attract 1 or 2 people who would be good for it and actually want to start now and they're great and they're committed. You might be putting off another 10 who don't like the message you put out because you've sworn at them, you've called them out, and they actually were going to wait till January. Then maybe they were going to sign up with you. So to get 1 or 2 clients now, you may have put off 6 that were going to sign up with you in January, but now they won't bother. And I just think you just have to be very, very careful about your audience and understanding that. And I just feel like if I was going to hire someone, a PT now, like I said, in terms of my own training right now, if I was going to hire an online coach to do my training, which I have thought about recently, I'm just going to wait 3 weeks and do my own shit for the next couple of weeks and just not be under the pressure of having the accountability and worry about that until January. Because you know what, right now, I just want to be on my terms. I want to be flexible. I want to see out this year as calmly as possible, right? And then I'm going to recuperate and go, right, I've got the headspace now. This is my goal. June, July, do a photo shoot. January, I'm going to start then. I'm not going to start now. I'm going to build up now and I'm going to do bits and bobs of training. But you know what? Some people who might be interested in online training could probably program themselves 2 weeks worth of workouts between now and Christmas. Just putting that out there. And I don't think the whole I don't think people are sat at home gorging on food now. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe they are, but not more so than they would be on a normal Christmas, because people are going out to parties all the time, going out to social occasions. I get the message a bit more, if you like. Don't overdo it, because you can still, you're hampering your progress. But I feel like right now, I don't. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just feel that there's a bit of a I don't know. I just feel like it's a bit numb to the feeling right now by putting out that sort of message. And it's come from a few trainers who I've seen very aggressively call people out, like swearing and all that, and very like, don't be a fucking time waster, all this sort of jazz. And I just feel like there's a disconnect between like maybe what's going on in the world right now and how that can affect people who may still want to do PT, may still want to do online coaching, but maybe after this year just go, do you know what? I'm fucked. I just need a bit of time off. And I don't blame people for not committing right now. I really don't. And I don't think it means that they're not committed. And I don't think it means that they don't want it bad enough. I don't think it means any of that. I think it means that we've been through a global pandemic this year, and that actually I don't want to have to work hard now and go through the habits and things, because we know that online coaching is easy, and we know that we make it as easy as possible for you. We know that. But clients don't. They still think it's difficult. They still think they're going to have to put loads of effort in, loads of time, loads of energy that they probably don't have right now. And I was going to do a video about it, and I may do one. You may see an IGTV about this in the week, because, and it's like I said, it's not to say that anyone starts now is like indifferent or better or worse, and it's not to say that anyone who waits till January is indifferent, better or worse. It's just that we all start things at different times for different reasons, and I just think that now more than ever this year, waiting till January may not be a bad thing, because I think you'll have a clearer head. You'll be able to dedicate some time to it. You'll have time to think over Christmas about what you really want to do. That was just my tuppence worth on the situation. But I just think it's interesting. I just think that there's this approach from people, and I get it. And I just don't think you need to call them out quite as aggressively. It's like, hey, look, if you do want to start now, I'm here. But
yeah, I get it. It's like the whole being that's probably the right message to say. Like, if you do want to start now, I'm here. You know where I am. Reach out, cool. Not like you have to. It's not a have to situation. It's like, all right, appreciate that. Guess what? People are going to go away to their families. They're probably going to stay out there for a while. They're still going to be like worrying about, I'm guessing, job situations, furlough ending. Can they afford it? Can they afford Christmas? Can they afford paying for your training right now? They can probably afford it in January when they get paid at the end of the month. Not paying for Christmas now is one of the biggest issues. And also, don't expect I think a lot of people expect a massive amount of sign-ups in January. Like halfway through, maybe, because they've got a realization of what projects and stuff they're doing for the year, what they're mapping out, and they've said that with their significant other on home stuff. Maybe they budgeted. That's the thing. It's probably not until, like, we've always said it in gyms, like, it's not until like the last week of Jan, the first week of February, do you feel the influx of people, because it's enough time for them. They've messed around, really done much in the gym. They're starting to fall off, and you get the people who've decided to lose weight, and then it's like, actually, I need to go find a professional now. And it's usually those like 2-3 weeks are the biggest one. Last week of Jan to 2 weeks of February, those are the time you're cracking and getting your adverts and saying, like, I'm really here. Now you start. Like,
I just think people reassess a lot of stuff at that time of year.
Yeah.
People just reassess a lot of
things.
things.
Though. People don't reassess in December. People worrying about fucking presents. They're worrying about the family. They want to be
deadlines,
inside,
work deadlines, projects. They've got all that stuff to do. Like, and I just think it's, like I said, I just think it's just, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm sure in the past I've probably posted content about it and all this sort of stuff. I just feel that this year in particular, that's my view. This year in particular, it's a little bit tone deaf, just a little bit. And I've seen some of the content's been quite aggressive in calling them out, like almost saying that if you those people who wait until January are time wasters, and that they're wasting everyone's time, and that they're useless, and they're never going to do it, and that they always fail. And I'm like, do they? I know that a lot of people are just doing like shitty diets do, but I think Christmas this year, especially this break this year, people aren't going to be able to see their families as much because of the restrictions and because of what's gone on. And people are going to spend a lot of time with their significant other, maybe their family, closer families, and all this sort of stuff. And I think there's going to be a lot of time for reflection, a lot of time, as you said, Tom, to reassess what's important, finances, jobs, whatever, all that sort of stuff. And I think people are going to want to make the next year quite an important one, or quite a big one. And I don't think they need to be pressured into making a decision now as to whether they want to put their health at the forefront of their priority list. Like I said, it's if they're anything like me, again, like I'm not saying I'm stupidly busy, but I've got more than enough things to occupy me till Christmas, thanks. I don't need to worry about whether my nutrition is perfectly on point or whether my training's perfectly on point. That can wait until January, to be honest. Yeah, I like I said, I'm just throwing out an alternative viewpoint to the situation. And I think that this year more than ever, like I said, it's just don't be tone deaf. Don't go calling people out. Don't calling people fucking idiots because they're not starting now. It's like, mate, like they've got their reasons for not starting this year. It's been a tough year for a lot of people. That was all it was.
Yeah. Oh, that's all.
Yeah. So agrees that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, and one of the other things as well, obviously speaking from somebody who works in a facility, and I'm sure in-person trainers who works in gyms right now, guess what? Because there's a far higher incidence of people freezing their memberships for this December than there ever has been before. So guess what? They're not have the facilities to do like any of this kind of training right now as well.
And I guess that's not them cancelling. That's not them cancelling though either, right? That's them just saying, I need this month off. That's what they're saying. Correct. And how many people in the online world are saying the same thing in their heads? I need this month off.
Yeah, because that is what's happened. Because people have been like, nah, not doing December. I'm coming back for it in January. So we basically there's so much of our membership has frozen until then. Yeah. So much so that some gyms I know of have done like a 2-week freeze just to get them in for the gym for the first 2 weeks of December instead of the whole thing. So
and they're by the way people who, again, in London at Third Space, they can afford personal training, they can afford online coaching, they can afford it all. You're not calling them out and they're not waiting because they can't afford it to January. They're literally saying, I ain't got the headspace for this right now. I'm going away. I'm being with my family. I'm doing whatever I need to do because people haven't seen their families that much, haven't done all this sort of stuff. And like I said, I just feel like it's very arrogant from personal trainers to say that sort of thing and a bit tone deaf to assume that PT and training, online coaching should be at the forefront of their minds right now. It's like, probably not though, is it? Like, probably not. So yeah, that was just, it's interesting that you said that because I didn't know that before we did this, but that backs up kind of that view, right? It's not a normal year. Like it's not, people aren't doing it because they're not committed. Yeah. All right. They're just committed to far more important things like their family and their fucking life right now than they are about online training or PT or whatever. So yeah. Just on that as well, interesting. Let's talk about this quickly. The other thing, because I know we have a lot of PTs listening and stuff, I just want to highlight important parts of the year that are really slow for PTs that people don't think that they would be. Is January is definitely slower than you think it will be, number one. And number two, the other one we've talked about before is August. Always fucking slow, August. And it's a summer holiday month, that's why. Because I think a lot of PTs go into it, don't they? Think, oh, it's going to be great. And we've always found, haven't we, that February, March, April, they're the times you get more inquiries. People think that they can do everything in 8 weeks for the summer and they're good.
Traditionally, yeah, at Third Space, our biggest months of the year are February, probably March is our biggest month, I think, of the whole year. And then I think it's a toss-up between October and November. Yeah, are usually our biggest months of the year. It's never January, 100% never January, because people still go away. You got to think like that. People still got skiing. They're still seeing families well into the new year. So
people try everything on their own. Then that's where they try on their own. They got a recipe book for Christmas. They got a meal plan. They got a guide. That's what they're doing in January.
Yeah. So and then it's also the case of like if you're in this scenario that people may have bought presents and stuff on credit cards and they're paying off that in January, so they're not actually looking for any more expenses or outlays, which is. Yeah, that's what happens. And then, they'll try classes. It might be a good time. If I was going to do anything to try and pick up clients in that time is run boot campy stuff, do group stuff. So your Blitz, for example, you're going to do it in January, but that would be a perfect time to do it because it's not as expensive. Also, it's not as intense. but it doesn't require as much commitment.
Slightly less commitment. It's only 8 weeks. They kind of go, I'll do that. Try it. See how it goes. Yeah.
But guess what? The people who don't do that well either drop off after probably about 2-3 weeks, or at the end of it, or in March, they'll be like well into it. And then they'll be buzzing because they're like, all right, we've already started the year well. But yeah, traditionally not as busy, and I would go through a boot camp group based thing if you're going to try and do that in January, just because you want the atmosphere. And if traditionally there's a lot of content out on new people going to the gym, that kind of thing, and you want to create that community feel which people love. So that's the way I would do it if I was going to start again, as it were. Never really a lucky scenario where I've never had to push for clients, so that's absolutely fine. But not, and I'd probably go on a guarantee here that none of my clients I have right now ever started in January. I don't think I've ever had anybody.
It's obviously different for online, but I think in person, you wouldn't get so much. But no, and just as a side note to that as well, just to round this up nicely, I'm just looking at my computer now. I've got 4 people waiting to start in January. They've already told me they're like, I'm good to go, want to start in January. Just to let you know, like, as well, this isn't me just like making this up and everything. Like, these are committed people who've had coaching before, who I know want the results. I know they're going to work hard for it. They just said like, let's start January. Look, put me down, reserve a spot for me. I'm not saying this just to be a dick and be like opposite to what everyone else is saying or what other people are saying. Like, this is genuinely like, I'm speaking to people, even some of my clients, they're kind of like, should we just take it a bit easy this month? Like, how can I just maintain where I'm at and then we'll go again January? Like, these are conversations I'm having on a daily basis. It's not like I'm just doing this to be like divisive or just to throw the alternative option out there. Again, I would say that I work with quite normal people on a normal basis. Like, I just think it's worth thinking about as a PT. Be empathetic to the situation. People want to work with someone who has empathy, who understands situation, understands life, who understands all that stuff. They don't need a grind harder, always put the work in, doesn't fuck off, it's Christmas, don't eat those chocolates kind of guy or girl or whatever you want to call yourself. They don't need that. They just need someone to understand their situation. And, I think, anyway, I think we've fucking killed that enough, but you get my point.
We've covered everything enough, mate. I think this is where we go. Any other business?
None for me now, except for I think I want to get that whole section and like just chop it out and put it on Instagram TV now, rather than have to do the video again. Like, I just want to just cut it out.
You can do that. You've got the video now, mate, so you can do that.
That's it. I'm in charge. But no, not from me. Not from me. No.
Not
only
from
that,
me.
if you did want to join Blitz, by the way, like, again, the next intake's going to be like 27th of December after Christmas. Like, just wait till after Christmas and you can do it in January. It's fine. No problem. Like, you don't have to do it now. You don't have to sign up now.
All right, no business for me. I guess in the next couple of weeks we're going to do the pulleys. So I will, put some polls up.
I've got something else to say. Hannah, who listens to the show. Oh, no, just quickly. She sent me an Instagram page. I forgot to send on to you, to be fair. She'll love the fact I've shouted it out. It's called @cereal_and_stuff. And basically just posts like cereal reviews. Just boxes of cereal reviews, right? She said it to me. But then I said to her, I was like, but he's got a very finite amount of posts there. Because they're not like constantly creating new cereals, are they? Do you know? But he's very good because I think it's here. He does the picture the same look at that for consistency. Look, same spot every single time. He must have like a template on his table or something. Yeah, must have. But there are some very, very good cereals there, and it just took my eye, and I just thought, actually, do you know what? Like, that's not a bad shout. And at first, I thought it would have been you, but it's not.
It has been done. I've just found another one called the Cereal Professional.
Problem is that they've only got so many posts they can do because.
Well, apparently he's done 90 and got nearly 40,000. That's what I mean, but
you're not going to go much higher than 100, really. I don't know how many cereals are there. I don't know.
How many cereals are there? Yeah. What if you were going to do that? What's the first one you'd review?
Crave. It's got to be number one.
You go Crave. He went for cornflakes.
Oh, you can't review cornflakes. Shit, cornflakes are shit. That's what they are.
That's weird.
Simple.
Anyway, we'll discuss that in the police, won't we? We'll put some. I guess we'll just collate. I'll do some stuff like as in like ask me questions to get people's, I guess, get a good feel of the audience and stuff. Because remember, it's a panel of two, me and Dan's final decision. But we can take your stuff into account just in case we don't want to think. Yeah, right. We'll do that for the week. I'll put some up tomorrow. I think. Lovely. All right, mate. Thanks for listening, guys, and we will catch you next week.
Catch you later.